Hey everybody, it is your favorite Wild PK. Yes, I'm so excited for this episode because not only is Shanae fantastic, and to hear her story and her journey of just being delivered from witchcraft and from church hurt, y'all gonna find out why she's amazing. But this episode is special because we are giving away 4 tickets to Deliver Her conference. Now, the only thing that you have to do, there'll be a little number that shows up in the middle of the bottom of your screen. You just have to make sure you write those numbers down. Follow us on YouTube, because if you haven't, where you been at? And then number 3, you'll send me a message on Instagram. That's right. Send me a message on Instagram. Tag Wild Preacher's Kid and tag your number. That's all I need you to do, so you can get your free ticket, whether you're in person or if you need a virtual ticket. This moment is for you. But remember, you have to follow our YouTube page. You have to put all the numbers. There should be 5 numbers that pop up at the bottom of the screen throughout this episode. And the first 4 people to do it, and they message me on Instagram, they win. Just that simple. So, let's carry on to the episode. Hey everybody, it is your favorite Wild Preacher's Kid. Yes, it's Lady Alicia, and I have a fantastic guest. You guys, I preached at my father's church about a summer ago, actually, and she was in the audience, and I must have preached a good word, because since then, she reached out to me and just, I saw her story. What happened was, I saw her story on Facebook about her journey, her testimony, and we're gonna get into that, I promise you. But it was so touching, it was so moving, and I'm big on church girls and other preachers' kids as well, and she was just a beat of my own heart. And I reached out to her, and she confirmed. She's like, "Oh no, I haven't seen you before. And she told me she was at my parents' church anniversary, and she just told me how blessed she was by it. So it just let me know that this is why you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful where you at. Because if I would have been mean to her at my parents' church, guess what? She'd be like, I don't fool with you. You know how we do. Look, don't worry. Y'all, I have the lovely Shanae Marshall. Ma'am. Y'all don't understand how infatuated I am with her. She is, outside of the fact that she is stunning, okay? She is stunning, but her story is so real, it's so tangible, and it's just, well, you know what? Let me not tell her story. I don't like to tell other people's stories. So, my love, tell them who you are. Tell the people who you are.
So first of all, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for this opportunity. But my name is Shanae. I also go by J Shanae. I'll get into why I go by that too. But I'm 30 years old. I'm a small country town girl from Johnson, South Carolina. My mom's a preacher. She got ordained when I was probably like maybe 6, pretty young. I grew up as a preacher's kid. I would say the typical, PK story, kind of church style. Was in church my whole life. Kind of lost my way because I had a lot of questions. I was confused, and a lot of times church people don't question God. They can't give you real answers, and so.
Right.
I kind of had to find my way by building my own relationship with God completely outside of the church. So it was just a me and a God thing. And so God did his big one. I really got into the word. I would really just talk to God like I'm talking to you. And I just allowed him to really undo all of the religion that had been pretty much banged at my head all of those years, and he just taught me how to have a relation. And so out of that came much freedom. And so I just be out here, loving Jesus, loving people, and just doing my thing. Yeah.
You guys, her story and her testimony, we're gonna break it down bit by bit, because your journey is, I like to say, it's similar to mine, but we just went in 2 completely different directions, and that's why I love it, like 100%. And it just shows that you can grow up in the church, and the impacts of growing in that type of religious culture. And I say religious culture because it's there is a difference between having a personal relationship with God and being religious.
For sure.
And being in that type of atmosphere and then going out on your own, you're exposed to a lot of different things. And it makes you go in two different, like for us it went
Listen, it ate me up, honey. It ate
I,
me up.
and you was not alone, okay? I was out here, like for me, like if you've listened to my podcast before, I was a madam in a past life. I had
Mm-hmm.
female dancers, male dancers, adult entertainers, and we were touring the southeast region, and my goal was to be a billionaire doing this. And I just when I say I turn my back on church, but I really turned my back on God. And
Yeah.
in that time frame, I felt like I was doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing. I was making a ridiculous amount of money. First of all, I was a kid doing this. I was still in my early 20s, and in the midst of doing that, God found me at a gas station pump. I had baby oiled up dancers in the back of my car because we was headed back to school. Yes, we was. I was still in college trying to do this. And he said, "Don't do it no more."
Wow.
And I never did it again. Like the unraveling of even that lifestyle, I ended up being homeless because I got rid of everything that was wrapped up in it. And I mean, that's just a little tiny piece of
Yeah.
my story.
Yeah.
So, Shanae, so if I went in that direction, what I want to start here. What was the moment that really pulled you away from being involved in the church?
Man, so for me it was um like a slow pull, right? So
Mm.
it was a lot of different things. So I was apostolic. Right, right. And so, but I mean, like old school apostolic, more of personal preferences instead of word. So it's a lot of things that happened to me. Like I love clothes, I love accessories. So I remember being on the choir and wearing hoop earrings, and they like you got to take those earrings off. Or I remember being on the choir having like real high heels. I love heels, and they were just like, that's promiscuous. You trying to get somebody man, and so you know what I'm saying. So it was just things
Oh,
like that, and then I watched how my mom before being ordained, she was such a free spirit. When I say free spirit, she always loved the Lord. Now we live by the word, but she didn't seem so like she was trying to people please. She just did, what God told her to do. When she got ordained, her life completely changed. And I understand it because you're on the platform, but it was
yeah.
almost like it was depressing to see how it's like she couldn't live. And so that kind of
Wow.
came onto me, and it was so much pressure on me to be perfect. And I ain't really never been the type to like people to tell me what to do anyways. Like I always done my own thing. And so I think it was a lot of that. And then I saw when we transitioned out of a ministry, they kind of like, um, it made me think about Lion King. When they exile, when they send you,
Oh.
so they kind of treated us that way, and it was
Mm.
like they made it seem like we were possessed or something with the spirit, like we were so bad. And so I think just the treatment from the people. I've always been a very genuine, real person, and so what I can't stand is you saying you are one way and you're acting another. So what really, really tipped me off was like the whole I'm Christian, I love the Lord, but you really not, like you're not treating me well, you
Yeah.
talking about me, you trying to say I'm out here doing stuff. I wasn't doing nothing at all at that time. I'm still a virgin, not even looking at, what I'm saying. It was just so many,
Yeah.
it was such a ball of things. I couldn't be myself the way I wanted to dress. I couldn't dress that way. And I'm like, why would the God y'all said created me in the way that he wanted me to be, fearfully and
Mm.
wonderfully made, not want me to be cute the way I like to be cute? Why would he not want me to wear my hoop earrings? You know what I'm saying? Like, why, so it was just a lot of things that I felt like I couldn't have a personality. It's like I just had to
Right.
be just a soldier. And I was like, man, this is not it. And so then I also had a lot of questions, like when it came to death or disappointment, like why would God allow this to happen, or like why would he take my grandfather away from me, and that's my only father figure, and my grandma depend on him for everything. Why did this happen? It was always like, you don't question God, everything happened for a reason. And they will always give you those typical answers, which I'm not saying none of that is not true, but I'm saying I felt like you can't give me more than that.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
granddaddy died. It's like my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, everything happened for a reason, So I just felt like it was a lot of things that I had questions about. I was confused. And I was just like, you know what? I just feel like if I go outside, I ain't gonna have to worry about all this. And so that's pretty
He
much what
said
I
it, if
did.
I go outside. That's true.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
I think that what I hear you say is that in your journey of understanding who God was, it was really confined.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of rules, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
preferences is the word you use, which I think is
Mm-hmm.
correct. It's
Mm-hmm.
somebody else's preferences, and the fact that you almost witnessed your mom being the type of person that she was, and then put into a box
Mm-hmm.
of how she should present herself. You're like, why am I signing up for this? If they gonna do
Yeah.
my mama like this, and I know how she is behind closed doors, like she love the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is the best representation y'all can serve up, and I know how she is at home, I don't want no parts of that. Y'all can keep
Right.
that. Yeah. You know what? People don't know that. Since I'm a military brat, I only knew of like 4 religions. I had no idea, like apostolic, Kojic, Baptist, just all of them. I had AME. I had no idea that the Christian faith was broken up into all those categories alone
Yeah.
until we moved back to the States in Georgia. I
Wow.
thought it was, if I'm honest with you, I thought it was technically, I knew of the Muslim faith, I knew of the Catholic faith, and I knew that there was white church and black church.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was it. Because the way on base they broke it down, the white church would meet at like 8 in the morning. They would, because we had one, I guess, on base, they would have like one place for everybody to worship.
Okay.
So we all had kind of like a time slot. And then
Yeah.
if you were black, you went to the 11 o'clock service.
Yeah.
And then if it was, I have no idea if there's any other type of church at that time when I was growing up. So to hear you saying that hoop earrings was that like, or
And
high heels,
I'm a hoop girly. I don't play by
come
hoops.
on, so am I. They would have been mad at me
Yeah, yeah.
because I still would have
They
been
set
wearing
me
them.
down. They set me down from singing, and I can sing it. So you have to understand, when you already, even from a young age, my mom has always, told me the gifts that God told her that I would have. So she's always like, you're gonna sing. God told me that He anointed your vocal cords. Like, you're gonna do that. So you gotta understand, my mama speaking all this stuff over me, and I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm singing on the choir, I'm doing my thing, and y'all sit me down because I got on hoop earrings. Like, God can't use me because I got on hoops. Like, it was real frustrating. Yeah.
Wow, that's bananas to me.
Yeah.
One of my earlier episodes with Miss Rhonda Dinkins. She has a boutique and she specializes in it's like one of my very first few interviews, like me learning how to do this, and it's like 4 or 5 years old. Y'all watch it if you're listening in. She just talks about how she wanted to be able to be comfortable and dress her body no matter what size she's in, because she is beautiful, and just talks about that as well. And I just I think that a lot of times the church would focus on, especially for women, our appearance so much instead of really giving us the word, like
Uh-huh.
like how to read this word, how to apply it to your life, how to,
Listen.
like, do not get me wrong, there are some cultural things in each one of those religious practices that, yeah, if you're going to participate in this, you are going to have to wear a skirt that comes down to your ankles because that
Uh-huh.
is what they believe in. But at the same time, like, there's a lot of underlying hatred that
Yes.
we don't talk about, that we don't deal with, and we're not loving on each other.
Mm.
Because here you are, you're thinking oh, I'm killing it today. I'm looking good today. And someone is projecting this idea of promiscuity on you. They're projecting this idea of being a potential prey or temptress, and it's like, even that is a culture within the church, especially for women, that I don't understand. Like, I'm not saying that there aren't people doing that, but to assume that all ladies that look nice, that are built a certain type of way, are beautiful or talented as well, is even trying to do that. That is crazy to me.
And I've been through that my whole life.
I hate that for you. I
Yeah.
do. I hate that for you. Because what's the first thing I said? I was like, you're stunning. Like, because
Thank
you
you.
are. And I'm going to say this to, on behalf of some of us, I can't say all of us, but on behalf of some of us, for the ones that didn't stick up for you, or ones that heard people say that and didn't say anything, I apologize.
Oh,
Like,
thank you.
it really takes someone being secure with themselves and understanding that your beauty doesn't compete with my beauty. Who you are as a person is your journey. Same thing with ours. Like, I've been guilty of trying to shame somebody because I was taught to do that. I'm thinking this is what you're supposed to do. It's a part of the culture to constantly shame somebody. And the reality is now that life has hit me, I have a different set of eyes. My goal is to break that cycle within ministry. Like, the moment that it's like, well, she's trying to be like me, she's not trying to be like you.
Right. Right.
Her journey is her journey. Don't even worry about her journey. If you're concerned about it, or if you care about her as a person, reach out to her and be like, and sometimes it's just taught ignorance. A lot of people don't know to speak kindly to each other. I didn't realize that.
Because a lot of people aren't reading the Bible.
Talk on it.
A lot of people aren't reading the Bible, and that's my thing. That's why I'm very non-traditional, and I tell people, like, I love the Lord for real, but I love the Word. And so I think for me, a lot of times, even when it comes to dress code or a certain look, or we putting people in boxes, or we looking at somebody and thinking, like, oh, they don't love the Lord or they're not saved. I think if we read the Bible, then we would know that God uses everybody. Literally, it's so plain in the Bible. It's like real simple. I'm talking about like 1 + 1 = 2 simple. Like, he uses all kinds of people from different kind of walks. None of them look, he never said in the Bible that any of them looked the same. Nobody had the same background. Everybody was different. And even with, even with me, even if I was dressed in promiscuous, which I know I wasn't, all it had to be was, let me give her scripture, let me let her read the Word, and the Word itself would have transformed my mind, my thinking, and then I would myself go to the store and find a longer dress or a shorter heel if God had convicted me from His Word. Versus you putting your personal convictions, on people. I think we just, especially with this generation, like, they're not coming to church because we're putting our personal convictions on people and not showing them how to read the Word and have a relationship. And so I'm just really big on that, because I was scarred. I'm talking about to the point where I started practicing other religions. Like, I was just like, bump God, I don't got nothing to say to him. I've been hurt and by so many Christians. Like, this can't be the God I want to serve. Like, it's no good that comes from him. Like, I just feel pain anytime you know what I'm saying. So it got to the point where I started doing other things. I got into chakras, I got into readings, doing all kind of stuff, and I knew there was always something to me that was just like, this ain't right, you know what I'm saying. But it felt fulfilling because nobody was worried about what I had on. No, you know what I'm saying? No, nobody was worried about my hoop earrings. Nobody was worried about how I talk. Nobody worried about if I didn't know how to quote scripture the same way they quote a scripture. You know what I'm saying? So it's like nobody put me in a box, and I was able to do my own thing. Now, I don't suggest it at all, because I tapped into some things that took my life on a whole nother way. But I'm saying we just have to teach people to read the Bible and have just real relationship.
That is crazy. That's something, and I think you tapped on it, but like, it is so profound that there's moments where we are supposed to be the light, and what people want to do is be like a police light. What you doing over there? What you got going on? Why are you doing that? And it's like, no, just be the light. If somebody was to show you, like, hey, have you considered this? The reason why, or even explain why we don't do some of these things, or it's like we don't recommend it because of this is our personal preference, but this is where it was at in the word, and this is why I apply it. But it also speaks to the fact that they don't know the word.
They don't know it. They don't
Know it. They're
Most
going
people
off of
don't.
what somebody else taught them to do. And then after that, here you are in this moment. They're not aware that they're trying to put God in a box, really, and present it to you like the only way that He's gonna love you and care about you and and want to love you is if you are presented.
That made me think of something that answered the question, that add one more thing to the question when you asked what pulled me away. So I couldn't find where I fit. Right. So there were always, you get these like super spiritual like prophecies, like you're called to be a prophetess, or you're called a preacher, called a minister. You're called to be a minister of music. And I knew my spiritual callings, but I was very creative, right? So I've always had a creative mind, right? And so growing up apostolic is literally nothing is creative. It's routine, mundane, like same thing. So it was always they wanted me to sing, or they wanted me to teach Sunday school. It was like stuff like that. And I'm like itching. I'm like itching like that. Like I like dang it. Like I like putting clothes together. I like painting stuff. Like I like drawing stuff on nails. Like I was very creative, and I'm like, how does this work? Like, if I already like putting clothes together, I like styling people, and you telling me like I can't really wear hoop earrings, like, so is this a gift? Like, how, like, if God can make, my gift gonna make room for me, and my gift is from God, but then I can't really use it on myself. Like, where am I gonna fit? Like, how was I born with all of these things and I can't use them here? Like, what's going on? And so that also pushed me away, because I'm like, I'm very good with my hands. I'm very creative, and I couldn't do anything in the church with it. And I was like, this is crazy. And when I got older and the things I began to create began to bring me income, I'm like, so some ain't adding up. Like, like,
I'm telling you,
something's not working. So that was another thing too, as far as them like putting me in a box when it came to my giftings, because they didn't really look at natural giftings, which I think is just gifting period, but natural giftings as something that God could use. Because even though I might have just been doing somebody's nails, when I'm doing somebody's nails, we having conversation like this. And so I believe that if I'm filled with the Holy Spirit and I love the Lord, if He's in me, He's gonna come out. Whether I'm quoting scripture, if we just talking like this. So this is how I reach people. So you telling me like God not using me as I'm talking to this girl, like she might have been killing herself, but she comes sit in my chair, get her nails done, and when she get up, she feels better. Like, that's not the Lord. So I think even for me, like with that I was like, yeah, this it. I'm out. Like, I'm out, because I couldn't find my fit. I couldn't find where I fit.
Oh my goodness! Like, I'm gonna share this. I don't think my friend would mind if I shared this. Yesterday, she gave me a word of encouragement, and she was just saying that people are trying to put you in a box, and God has caused you to live outside of the box. And I was like, that's confirmation. And then here you are, not even 24 hours later, my love, saying the exact same thing. It just shows that when people are trying to put us in a box and we accept it, there's portions of us that just feels like it's dying.
Man.
It just feels like it's dying. Like when you said that, okay, they knew I could sing, so I'm supposed to sing. Like, there was I believe in transparency. When, like, my husband, he's in love with my voice. He'd be like, oh my gosh, we need to do an album. We need to do this. We need to do that. And at first, for a brief moment, I was an artist. My name was Alicia Phoenix, and I was like, we rising from the ashes.
The name. Come on, yeah.
I was in a couple of music videos. Shout outs to Bricks. He was a rapper, and I was like his vocalist. And I was like, bro, for me, it was just me helping him out or doing something with him. And my mom and dad, they're like, my dad is he had been the musical director for years before becoming a pastor. So for
Mm.
him, he's like, make sure you get your contracts, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. And I'm like, he just needed a vocalist on the track. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
that, it's money left on the table. I was like, but at the same time, I'm not really trying to do that. We like my husband, my friend Briggs, and us, we were sitting down at the table, and he was like, okay, so let's get these contracts. I said, so yeah, let's everybody pump the brakes. I know I can do this thing. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying I'm the best singer out there, but I know I can do this thing, but this is not what I want to do. I know I
Right.
don't want to do this. To
Mm-hmm.
this degree, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I know it. There's
Yeah.
something else inside of me, but it's not for this. And
Mm-hmm.
knowing that for yourself, powerful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you're absolutely right. The church will, I say they like to prostitute it. And that might be harsh to hear,
No, it's
but
the truth.
because they will take you, they will be like, you are mine, you only
Mm-hmm.
sing for my stuff. And then if you are out there, you need to do it the way that I see fit. So if
Mm-hmm.
I go sing at a different church or whatever, like I've been sat down for trying to help a ministry before, just
Mm-hmm.
because they were starting it out. They sat me down, and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, yeah, now mind you, I'm not on nobody payroll.
Come on now. The sit down be real. They don't mind seeing you down.
I didn't even do nothing wrong. All I'm doing is helping. They were like, they didn't like the optics. They said my
Mm-hmm.
influence was the issue. So I'm like, well, okay, well, I don't have to do this. So I started doing media. Enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
do it now,
Yeah.
enjoying it. But
Yeah.
it just shows that when you say there's the creative beings like ourselves, they're like, you're good at this. This is all you do. Don't go
Mm-hmm.
nowhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And to double down on it, you started making money. People don't understand.
And y'all wasn't paying me nothing.
I'm sorry, I'm all up on the camera if everybody see me. Honey,
Yeah.
not willing because I'm serving. I'm supposed
Mm-hmm.
to do this
Mm-hmm.
unto the Lord. Make a
Mm-hmm.
joyful noise. I can do it from the congregation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to lead nobody in worship. I can lead from worship from my seat. Y'all better ask my church family.
Yeah.
I sing all over that sanctuary. Y'all better come get me. If y'all want me to be quiet, just tell me to be quiet. But I'm gonna sing all over that sanctuary. You gonna hear me. Ain't no way. So now you have pivoted
Mm-hmm.
from doing church life,
Mm-hmm.
and you talked about doing tarot readings and even astrology as well, and just
Mm-hmm.
going into I will say the magical part of spiritual. That's
Right,
how I'm
right,
gonna
for
say
sure.
it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And like you go in that direction, and where you found acceptance,
Mm-hmm.
you was like, oh, this feels better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How many times are we doing that to people?
So
It's,
many.
uh, and
So
we're
many.
wondering why they're running from the church. It's like we say come as you are, but we don't mean it.
Don't.
Or when you get here, for you now you're here, you got to change everything to fit our perception
Mm-hmm.
of what God is, instead of allowing
Mm-hmm.
God to really move on you
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and for
Mm-hmm.
him to have his way.
Mm-hmm.
So when you were in this discovering phase, that's what I'm gonna call it, this discovering phase, and then and in the midst of doing it, because you said you knew something was wrong, what
Mm-hmm.
made you turn? Because it's like, I understand why you went to it. It makes
Mm-hmm.
perfect sense. But what made you start to go, you know what? I don't think I'm supposed to be doing this.
So now this is not everybody's story now, but this is just me. So I'm gonna kind of go back a little bit. When I was younger, I always dreamed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I always had dreams. And so fast forward to where I'm out here doing my thing. I was having a lot of relations with people.
Mm-hmm.
And so this one particular night, this person I had relations with, we we were laying in the bed, and I felt something. I felt something sit on the bed, and we laying in the bed though, but I felt something sit on the bed, and I was like, "You laying down?" And
Yeah.
yeah, he was like, "Yeah." I'm like, I felt something sit on the bed, so I'm like tripping. So I fall asleep. And I think I fall asleep. I can't really explain it, but what happens is, I see the person get up, and he get up off the bed. But when he gets up off the bed, a spirit comes and sit down and lays by me and looks in my face and smile. And so I
Wow.
said, "Oh my God," like that. When I said, "Oh my God," I opened my eyes. And when I opened my eyes, he had left. Nobody was there. He had left. And so I started feeling like this eerie feeling. I was like, something is not right. So I left. I completely did. I ain't even talk to him no more. I was like, I can't talk to you no more. Da, da, da. Went on, doing my thing. And so I remember I was home one day, and this was doing like 2020 when COVID first came out, and my grandma just had got out of the hospital, and she had moved in with me, and I was laying on my couch, and I kept hearing God say, "I'm your protection." Right? I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really understanding at the time what that meant. I'm your protection. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if it's God for real. I don't know if it's me at this time, because I'm so disconnected from the Lord at this point. I don't know if it's God for real. I don't know if it's me, but I kept hearing, "I'm your protection." So I get a text from my friend, and she was like, "This dude was like doing spells on people, love spells and stuff on people, they say." And I was like, "You lying?" She was like, "No, everybody talking about it on Facebook." And I'm like, so I
What?
get on Facebook, and I see this girl, because I could not leave this man alone. Like, I couldn't.
Mm.
So I see this girl with this post saying how it was so hard for her to leave him alone, and come to find out, she had found like this brown bag in her house, and pretty much he had like a love spell on her. And so in that instant, I knew what God meant by "I am your protection." He just had told me, but at that time, I'm not realizing this God talking to me. I'm just thinking like I'm tripping. So I got the phone with her, and like my heart started beating real fast, because to me the spiritual world is real, because I was brought up in it.
Yeah.
People don't
Yeah.
might not understand this part, but I was brought up in it, so I knew the depth of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the phone. I'm like, okay, God, this ain't what I'm trying to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
done open doors. I done, I done let this stuff in. Like, this is not what I'm trying to do. This guy couldn't leave him alone. He was so toxic, very verbally abusive. I mean, like, made me feel like this little, but I couldn't leave him alone. And so it all started to make sense. I was like, okay, God, I'm done. Like, I just need you to help me. And so it was just there. I told God, I was like, I get rid of everything. Like, if you just, I just, please, Lord, I don't want this man to have no love spell on me. Like,
Yeah.
mercy, So it was just a conversation I had with God, and I believe that moment started. Now I can't tell you I completely stopped everything right there,
Mm-hmm.
but that was the initial moment that made me feel like, no, like, girl, you're not supposed to be doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
even him and his, because he did readings and stuff like that. He was gifted, but he allowed the enemy to taint his gift, and I was doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at that moment, I realized, like, this is not right. This is not for you. And I think that's what started my returning back to the Lord. And then also at that same time, like, my grandma had just got out of the hospital, but her sister died, her brother died. I had so many like deaths that had, things that had happened, transpired in the year of 2020, that I just felt like it was almost like God saying, like, I'm trying to be here for you through all of this. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you ain't even giving me you over here, doing all this, and I'm trying to be here for you through all of this. The real comforter. I'm trying to be here for you, and you ain't even,
Mm.
you ain't even realizing it. So I think that's pretty much what happened. And then from then on, I started to feel so like going to the club and stuff. Like, I started to feel so uncomfortable going to the club, and I was a big smoker. And so I remember I was at my cousin party. He had passed away. We had like a anniversary party for him. And my past life, I used to make edibles and stuff. So I brung the family edibles. We had brownies, we had wings, like all kind of stuff. And so
Wings.
yeah,
Girl.
girl.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, in a past life, I would
Yeah.
have asked, but
So
okay, go
we
ahead.
so we're at the party, and I get so high, right? I'm like, I'm high. And so my uncle, my grandma's brother, he coming to me, he's like, "You gonna take a shot with me?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we take a shot. And so I'm up there by the speaker, and I don't remember what song was playing, but I kept hearing kept hearing Fred Hammond, "This is the day, this is the day." And I'm like, why am I hearing this? I'm like, what in the world? We in a party and like they lit, and I keep hearing Fred Hammond. So I went over there to my mom. I'm like, "Mom, I keep hearing Fred Hammond." She's like, "That's the Lord. That's
He's
that's
trying to
the
call. He's
Lord."
drawing you
Yeah.
out.
So I think it was just little pieces, like little stuff like that I knew wasn't for me. Like, went to the club, they got a shooting at the club. I'm having to run out the club. Like, it was just stuff that just started to go left. Everything I ran to that was once giving me peace, it just began to fall apart.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess I'm gonna go back to see what God got going on, because I mean, this ain't working out. I don't know where else to go, and so that's kind of what happened. And
That's still
long story short, because a lot of things happen, but long story short,
that's still a beautiful story because that's true. I mean, even in the even in the time frame that you were in your discovery phase, God still had you.
mm-hmm.
We like to think that, oh, if you turn your back on God, God turns his back on you. That is not true, and everything that you're
No,
saying is proof of that. Because I I agree with you. When I was in the club and I would be sitting somewhere and God be like, the Holy Spirit be like, you need to go. It's time.
mm-hmm.
And I'm thankful that the people that I would normally roll with, if I said let's go, they was like, at least you said let's
Yeah.
go. It's time to
That's how
everybody.
my
Yeah, girl,
they knew.
they know. And it
Yeah.
has nothing to do with like being oogity boogity spooky. It's more
Mm-hmm.
like, nah, the Holy Spirit is real. He
Mm-hmm.
will talk to you, he will guide you, he will lead you. Now, if you want to be hard headed and stubborn, now, if especially that last time, if I would have stayed, there was a shootout right after I left. And I don't know where it happened. I know that a friend of mine's boyfriend ended up getting hurt because he stayed. And I was like, "Nah, we gonna go." They're like, "You leaving?" And they came outside with me. We got in the car, and before they got back in, everybody was rushing out. I like, that's how quick. And you're telling
Yes.
me you're in places doing things, and to even not to speed past this, but to even be laying in the bed with somebody who our family's from Louisiana, so we say a root. They put a root on you.
Yeah, we said that too.
Okay, they put a root
Yeah.
on you to where you're doing things and are tethered to this person, and you don't really know why. And then on top of that, you technically have created a soul tie with this person
Come on now,
by
and
sleeping with them.
let's not talk about the process of that. The Lord delivering me from that. I want to tell you.
We can talk about it too. I'm gonna come back to it. No, because this is real. People don't really they don't really talk about it, but even in that moment, God gave you enough sight, you had enough word in you, you had enough relationship with the Lord in that moment to still be able to see that spirit. You felt it. Come on, people don't they try to make it like it's just this scary thing, but it wasn't bothering you.
Mm-hmm.
You were right where it wanted you to be.
Mm-hmm.
So you said it laid down with you. This is what I heard you say. It
Mm-hmm.
laid down with you. It wasn't gonna disturb you. It wasn't gonna wake up. You wanted to just say, "Hey, girl,
Yeah,
I'm laying right next to you,
right next to you.
uh, chilling." He didn't try to. People try to make it like the Conjuring and all that stuff, and people violently doing stuff. It's like,
No.
no, the enemy's greatest attack is wasting your time.
Come on here. Come on here now.
The greatest attack is wasting your time. I don't care if it's physically, I don't care if it's mentally, emotionally, to cause a distraction, a delay to your purpose. Anything that, because if you have all this creativity inside of you, you had somebody try to stick it in a box and say you can't do nothing else with it. So you tried to find use the creativity in other spaces. It manifested into some other stuff, and you're like, well, it's okay. And to the point where he's like, yeah, stay here with me.
Mm-hmm.
Stay here with me. Don't go nowhere else. Don't worry about it. The fact that you could feel that spirit's presence. Now, I won't say I can't deem nobody a prophet, but I believe that you have a gift for it, because a lot of people don't see stuff like that. They can't see stuff like that. They're not in tune with the Holy Spirit and the atmosphere that they're in. And the fact that you had enough sight, because God can still take it away from you. No, He let you keep it.
Come on now.
Like, people forget that God can
Mhm.
take His gifts away. I am a witness. I could not sing above a whisper for 7 years. Now you can't get me to shut up. He let you keep your foresight to protect you, because the gift that's deep down inside of you, sis, was bigger than what the enemy had in store for you. Because that man, whoever he is, Lord, just you arrest his heart and you deliver him. I don't know what he's doing. But at the same time, he was on assignment.
Mhm.
He was on
Yeah.
assignment. And now you're able to use your testimony and your story of how God not just delivered you from various forms of witchcraft, but to really show you, I still got you.
And that's been the theme of my life. And that's why I tell people all the time, like, when the Bible says nothing can separate you from the love of God, I'm
Come
talking
on.
about when I tell you nothing. Because I tell a lot of girls that I talk to all the time, like, baby, you can be real with me. It ain't nothing that you did that I ain't done. I'm
Yep.
telling you, it ain't nothing that you did that I ain't done.
Come
And the
on.
Lord has been with me doing those things. He ain't went
Yeah.
nowhere. He ain't, and I think people don't realize, like, when the Bible says He knew us before we were even formed in our mother's belly, He knew
Yep.
exactly what. Today, He knew we was gonna be on this call. So
Yep.
whenever you're doing that, it ain't no surprise to Him.
Yep.
It's no surprise to Him. He knew it was gonna happen, and He know that He can help you get out of it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, it's no surprise, and so I just think, like, that has been my whole story. Even recently, when I had to make the decision to move here, that's why I said I gotta get your book. I'm such the what can I say? The strong friend, the strong
Yeah.
daughter, the strong granddaughter, the strong cousin, the strong auntie, the strong. I'm such the go-to person for everybody. I'm like the glue. Um,
Mm.
and so I kept God has been telling me for years, you gotta get out your hometown, you gotta move out. I have things for you. And I but because I so connected to everybody and just want to make sure everybody got what they need, and
Yeah.
everybody's taken care of, and God, I think this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I just kept staying there, and it got to the point where relationships that I thought were God ordained, which they were in the season, God
Yep.
ordained opportunities I thought were God ordained, everything just started to just like fall apart again. And I was like, God, what is going on? And I think, like, I had to realize, like, even in that moment, like, I gotta make a decision, but it has to just be a decision I make with the Lord. And even if the decision I make is wrong, God loves me so much, He's gonna fix it. It's gonna work out for my good. And so,
Yeah.
like, that's just the thing, like, God, He gonna always love you. He gonna always love you. And a lot of times, even when you in your mess and you doing whatever you doing, like, that be the thing that still have you like, I don't know if I should be doing. That be the Lord. That His love.
Yep.
His love for you. That's Him saying, look, I'm trying to get you to come on to this side. You know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, like, that that's I preach that all the time. Like, I'm living testimony. God's love can reach anybody. Just His love in itself, it can just reach anybody and transform their whole life, for real.
I- Look, we are living witnesses. If you're
Yeah.
listening and you're like, God won't do that for me because I've done this horrible thing. And it's more like, I believe that if you have a heart of repentance,
Mm-hmm.
if you start off there where you really repent and you're like, I don't want to do this no more. Please forgive me. Like, there's still an act of covenant that you have to make with the Lord. Because if you want Him to forgive you, you gotta ask for it.
You gotta ask for it.
You still gotta ask for it. It's not that He won't love you.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like,
He
God,
already
like,
love you.
He
Yeah.
do, but you gotta let some of that stuff go.
Oh.
You
Ooh.
you gotta let some of that stuff go. And you also, after you ask Him for forgiveness, you gotta forgive yourself.
You come listen. Ooh.
People people forget that step. They be like,
Oh
they
Lord.
still carry the weight and the burden and the guilt and the shame of their past.
Condemnation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And it's
it's
more,
not of God.
no,
Mm-mm.
no. And even if the people around you, like, I won't say just church folks, but if it's the people around you and they're condemning you about it, guess what? They're not functioning in the Lord, because I should be welcoming you.
Mm-hmm.
I should have my arms open up to you and say, I'm so glad you finally made that decision.
Oh, yes. And I think for me, God was there. So I had no person for that did that. God was there for me.
Yeah.
God was there for me. And so that's why I try to be there for people, because I think
Yep.
even when you do have a heart of repentance, sometimes you mess up. And what happened with me when I went back to the Lord, like I told you, I didn't let everything go completely. But when I did, I started to get back in church, start serving. And for me, it was just like, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up. Right. So that's what I
Mm.
kept thinking. So when I did mess up, it was like I would just keep on messing up, and I kept messing up, and the further away I got from the Lord. And I remember God telling me one time, like, why don't you just mess up and come right back and tell me you sorry?
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
I was like, huh? And so what I realized is that because sometimes the church make it seem like, or the world, people, whatever you want to say, make it seem like if you mess up, it ain't no coming back. Now you just done messed up and it's all messed up. But God
Yeah.
is saying, even if you mess up, if you come back to me for repentance, I'd rather you come back to me for repentance than you keep messing up and now you all the way down here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
think I had even learned that, like, if you mess up, if something goes wrong, like, go immediately, go repent, go right back to the Lord. I don't care if you mess up 10 times, as long as your
Yeah.
heart is pure and you mean it, then
Yeah.
over those times God will begin to really transform. But you got to be real. People don't be being real. They try to act like they mess up one time and then they good. No, you still doing that.
Yeah. You have made a decision.
Yeah, you haven't. And so you have to really allow the Lord, for real, to help you make that decision. And it takes a lot of maturity,
Yeah.
self-awareness, relationship with the Lord. You got to be able to identify the issue. Like, it takes a lot of self-work for you
Come on
to
now.
to say, okay, God, I got this problem. I can't, because for me, it was a lot of things, but I'm gonna say smoking weed. But I got
Mm-hmm.
this problem, Lord, and I just can't stop. Like, I've been doing this for a minute. Like, I don't really like to go outside unless I'm high. Like, I had to be real with the Lord, and then I had to say, well, where is this issue coming from? Why do I use weed to make me feel better about something? What am I trying to cover
Yes.
up? So I had to go back and say, oh, I struggle with abandonment. Well, why do I struggle with abandonment? Well, my dad kind of left me hanging when I was a kid. Then after that, I felt like even my mom, like, she kind of left me hanging in situations. So now I feel like I'm out here by myself. You know what I'm saying? So I had to
Yeah.
go, it had to be step by step. I had to allow the Lord, because sometimes it gets that deep. I had to allow the Lord to go back and help me find the issue and why I do things. And then when I said, okay, God, I'm done with this, I know why I do it. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't need it. I have you. You're the ultimate comforter. Then
Mm.
I allowed him to really walk me through deliverance, for real, for real. But I had to find the root of things. I had to see why
Yep.
I did it. Like, it's a whole process that nobody explains.
I think it's because I would say in our culture, because I can only speak for I only know us, right? I think it's because in church culture, if you're going up there and back, then people start to judge you.
Mm-hmm.
And then they bring out like, oh, she always up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like oh, or the idea that she up there, what she done did wrong. And it's more like,
Mm-hmm.
instead of having a real heart and compassion for people,
Mm-hmm.
of loving them where they're at, and
Yeah.
just asking like, hey, how can I support you? Something that small. Because see, if old Alicia would have done what those people did, older Alicia, renewed mind Alicia, a follower of Christ Alicia, a genuine relationship with God Alicia, would have said, hey, if you're struggling with your weed addiction, this is the resource. There are these organizations that support people in it. There are people that are going through that as well. I am
Mm-hmm.
someone who had an issue with smoking weed a lot to cover up things, and I think you're on the right track. You're in the right place, but you need the right tools to assist you. And there's nothing wrong with you either.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. You don't just, like, do not get me wrong. Some things do just happen to you. But some stuff, it's a gradual process to get
The
you there.
gradual process. Yeah.
Like, so
It's a
you're gonna need somebody to hold your hand and want to walk through life with you to get you back to where you should be. And if I am my sister's keeper,
I was just about to say that. That's
if
what your
I
sister should do. Yeah. That's what
if
I
that is my motto. I am my sister's keeper. I cannot do for you what you won't do for yourself, but the least I can do is show up for you the way that I can show up for myself.
right. And that's a characteristic of God. That's
Yes.
literally he when can't nobody ever tell me a time that God ain't showed up for him.
Come on. Come on.
He never left. So I
He never left.
yeah.
It's like him showing up. No, he's just there.
Yeah.
A lot of times he's just waiting for us to move out the way.
Most times, yeah.
He waiting for us to move out the way. He's waiting for us to just say, hey, daddy, I need you. I don't know what I'm going to do. And you know I don't know what I'm going to do. So I need you to do it. I need you to make it happen. And he goes, yeah, sure. I got you. That was easy. Okay, I'm glad you thought it was easy.
Okay, because I've been struggling,
stressing. And it just shows that when we are kinder to each other and we actually live the way that Christ would want us to live, it's not perfection that we should be searching for. Like it's functioning in a spirit of excellence. And not to do a shameless plug, I do talk about that in my book, because it's like the idea of being perfect. We assume it's like the assumption is that to be like Jesus was perfect. So for us to be like him, we have to be perfect as well. And it's like, no, we have to function in the spirit of excellence. He loved
good.
He loved everybody.
He did.
He did not care what you were dealing with. So those same women that judged you for wearing hoops and heels would have been the same people who would have stoned Mary. If you want to talk about word, where do you stand in the moments where Jesus was being Jesus?
My Lord.
Where in those stories can you put yourself, like something that small? I always say that it's like, if I take all of Jesus' moments and say, if Jesus is in the middle, that he's always in the middle judging this situation, and it can go either towards this way or that way. Am I doing what Jesus would do in this moment? And if I see myself as throwing the stones, I missed the mark. I missed it. And if I see myself reaching down to Mary and say, where are your accusers? Don't worry about those folks. You are exactly where you need to be. Like, I had to start doing that.
That's so good.
And I think that helped me be more compassionate and be more understanding. And when I went through what I went through, like when you said, I can't judge you, because if you knew my story, if you know the things that I done seen and witnessed and did, and like just being in rooms I shouldn't have been in alone. So here you are in these moments. God has called you out bit by bit. Shame and I can't even say poor decisions, because sometimes it's just habits that haven't been broken. I want to, because I know my guests are thinking, they were like, she said she's gonna come back to this. We're gonna talk about soul ties, because I have experienced that as well. And I promise you, for me, it was I'm gonna say a 6-year journey. For me, it was a 6-year journey for me. And he was my first. And I'll say this, I was sexually assaulted prior. So this is the person who I deemed as my first person. And for him, the journey was interesting. The way we broke up, I caught him cheating with somebody else. And his rebuttal was, well, Alicia, you knew I was no good. But for me, the way I viewed him, he was like my everything. He was my best friend. So I'm thinking, okay, well, fine, we ain't gotta be together. So, but I still expected a phone call. I still expected him to talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
I still expected him to do lunch with me. I don't know why I thought that. Because he's now with this young lady. Like, when I think about it now, it really sounds crazy. Why would you expect to still have some type of relationship with somebody? Like, that's how, like, when they be like, oh, she's crazy and stuff like that. My
The
crazy
Lulu.
ex. I was not
Yeah.
crazy, but the yearning, the physical yearning and desire to be in his presence, to hear his voice, to even smell his cologne, it was so, like, I've never experienced that before.
Mm-hmm.
And it was borderline, I don't even know like a good word to describe it, but it for me it felt almost out of body
Mm-hmm.
because he took up that much space in my mind and I had no idea he did.
Man.
So when you said soul ties, that's what it brings me back to.
Mm-hmm.
My journey was over 6 years, and it felt like a pruning season is an
Oh,
understatement.
definitely understatement.
It's an understatement. So for
Yeah.
y'all ladies, no, and like I said, no shame, no shame, no shame. But when you are being intimate with somebody and you don't know them and you don't know who you're laying next to and you're spending time with somebody on an intimate level like that, there's bits and pieces of that person that stay with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it show up in your life. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it takes a long time unless you get delivered from it, like a real deliverance experience. If
Right.
you've seen that before, if you're aware of that, I might have somebody come on here to talk about what that looks like in the church. But like, unless you have something like that, you're literally like shedding. I call it like shedding like a snake skin. Like, it's just bits and
Mm-hmm.
pieces of that just falling off, and that might take years. It took me years.
Listen.
How was your experience?
So, okay, so you had so when I tell you, so when I told you I dealt with abandonment, this created a longing for men. Um, I,
Mm,
I, there was something that in me that just wanted a man, like I wanted a man.
yeah.
So I was the girl in high school that never went without a boyfriend. Like, that was me. I always had a boyfriend, and so I think for me though, when soul ties began to happen, because it was about three that I can remember that were actually, that I feel like were, even though I feel like when you sleep with people, there's always something from each person that,
Yep.
but I'm gonna use these three. It was about three, and um, I I didn't realize it because at the time this was something that was kind of taboo to me. My mom ain't really get into this kind of stuff with me, right? This was
Okay.
something that I was watching. What was I? No, I was going to Fort. I was a member of Fort City at the time, and Dr. Jackie Green. I was in her mentorship program, and we began to talk about it then, and they went into depth of it. But at this before that, I really didn't understand the whole. So, like, I would hear soul ties, but I didn't understand the depth of it. But so for me, it was the whole, like, um, my life revolved around these men,
Mm.
and I'm not. That's like an understatement. I mean, if I stayed in Atlanta and they decided they wanted to move to New York because they had a job, then I'm gonna pick up everything I got in Atlanta and I'm moving to New York. It was, you go to work, what you doing, who you with, who you talking to. You know what I'm saying? It was, you can cheat on me with 3 and 4 women, but you can still come right back to me and I'm okay, because it's something that I just can't let you go. I need you. Like, when you're not around, like, I'm sad. Like, even though I know you a dog and you doing me wrong, like, it's just something in me that feel like I'm not enough unless I have you. And so it
Yeah.
was all these things. And then I began to pick up like their personality traits almost. Like, one of my guys, that one of the guys that I'm not my guys, but one of the guys that I'm talking about, he was very like nonchalant when it came to like people. Now, I'm a lover of
Mm.
people. I
Yeah.
love people genuinely. But he was very like, Bon, I don't care about these folks for real. So then I began to realize, like, look up, and I'm like, man, I don't really care about these people. And I'm like, girl, that ain't even you. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
even stuff like that. So, but I didn't realize it was a soul tie though, because for me, this is what the world teaches this is what you do when you bought your man, like my man, my man, my
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you
Right.
do. So I didn't even realize it was a soul tie until I began to go through my journey of purity and allow God to really show me like why I shouldn't be sleeping with these men, what comes from it. And then I began to see like, girl, you lost yourself a long time ago. Like, who they even sleeping with? Like, are they even
Yeah.
sleeping with Shanae? Like, because it's not even you. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on.
And so for me, it was, and I hate to be so, and I tell these young girls this all the time, I hate to be so like, seem like I'm so traditional in this, but when it comes to this type of stuff, it was very traditional for me, like music. I had to cut out music. I had to cut out movies. I had to cut out shows. I had to stop like going around certain smells because I was like you. If I got around a certain smell, I'm like, ooh, that smell like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was I had to do a whole bunch of cutting out of things in order to allow the Lord to break those soul ties. And if I'm being honest with you, I still feel like he's doing that. I'm very
Yeah.
transparent. I still feel like he's doing that. And so that's why I'm very adamant about, I know people, I would suggest you wait to marriage.
Yeah.
But if you don't, because we live in the real world, if you don't and that's something you struggle with, be honest with the Lord.
Yeah.
Bring God into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
it's a lot of things that come from people we lay down with that ain't even a part of who we are. We just pick it up from laying down from them, and it leaves us in pieces. It's like
Yeah.
you got a piece of him, you got a piece of you, you got a piece of that guy, you got a piece of you, whoever it is. If you a guy, you got a piece of that girl. You got, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you thinking you whole when you just in pieces. And that's what I
Yeah.
realized. Like there was no whole me. Like I had to allow God to come in and say, okay, so this don't belong here, that goes there. This don't belong here, that goes there. And he literally had to put me back together because I didn't think I could live without these men. I did not think I could do life without these men. And I'm a tough girl. Like I'm about my bag, I'm about my money, I'm doing my thing. But it was something about a man that I just had to have. And so it was just, I mean, for me, I had to break up with him, cut him off. I had to cut out like things we did together, like stuff we watched
Yeah.
together. It was stuff, that's really how God really delivered me. But I will say, it might not be that like that for everybody, but it was a hard cut for me. Like I wasn't having no sex. I couldn't, none of that.
Yeah.
That's how Lord did me now. So
Look, no.
it was that type of thing where God had to really like, it was just me and the Lord. And I
Yeah.
had to know like, God, if you don't, because I also had a desire to be married.
Mm-hmm.
Which a lot of church girls have that desire deeply. I had a very strong desire to be married. So when I was getting with these men in my head, I'm like, this my husband. It was never this my boyfriend.
Mm.
So I'm already giving them things that they ain't supposed to have to get.
Uh, say it again for the ladies in the back. You're giving them what?
I was already giving them stuff they weren't supposed to get. You know
They
what I'm
not supposed to
saying?
get
They weren't
it.
supposed to get. And so it took the Lord to show me like, hey, that's not your husband. Why was you even doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like he was getting something that did not belong to him. And so I went back and I was like, okay, God, help me to call myself back from them men, because I don't want them to be able to say they had a piece of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so even help me with that. So I began to even do that. But it was really just me and God for real, for real. Like it was like a whole 2 years. God told me I couldn't date. I didn't go out on dates. It was like that for me. And so it was really, I did a lot of fasting. I did a lot of watching women in the faith who were on their singleness journey or waiting on the Lord. I did a whole bunch of that because if I was just so heartbroken, it really just drove me to that. Like I was so heartbroken when I had to completely disconnect to them. It just drove me to like, I don't want to keep feeling like this. I gotta fix something. So that was kind of like my journey. I don't really know how to explain it because it was really like just me and the Lord for real walking the thing out. It wasn't uniform. I didn't know what I was doing. I just kept
Yeah.
waking up early in the morning saying, God help me. Like that's how it was with me.
Look, you're not alone. That's why I said it took 6 years, girl. What?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
broke. It took me the first 3 years, in my opinion, was me breaking off the habits of being with this person.
Mm-hmm.
The subconscious ones, like calling him on his birthday. And it's real easy for me to think to do that because I've always do I would always do that, do buy a
Mm-hmm.
cupcake, and just automatically we spent we were together for 3 years, but we knew each other in high school, and he had always been a friend of mine as well. So it was
Mm.
more like, oh, okay, well, this is somebody that I just genuinely care about. He wasn't a stranger. I ain't meet him on no app. I'm too old for that version of myself. Like, that wasn't a thing when I was started dating. And so now I'm in this moment with somebody who I'm used to talking to every day, and he won't pick up the phone. I'm gonna tell you how bad it was. I went to the girl he was cheating on me with. She lived in the same dorm as me. She lived right underneath my room. Like, that's how close she was. And God bless her. Um, it was necessary. It was necessary. But it. When I think about it, I went to her room the next day. Now I caught them in the bed the night before. Not even 24 hours later, I'm knocking on her door, and I was like, "Look, I'm be honest with you. Like, I understand that y'all together. That's fine." I was like, "But he's gonna still be my friend." Like, this is what I'm telling her. He's still gonna be my friend. Y'all can date. I don't care. Like, I don't have to, but he's still gonna be my friend.
Listen.
Like that. Like, why am I doing this? Why would I want somebody like this in my life? Why would I want to talk to somebody who just threw me away?
Didn't even value and honor you. He didn't even see you.
He's not even my real friend.
Come on now.
Like, it took a long time to realize that. Like, and I mean, still showing up for him. Still, we had been broken up for maybe like 2 years, and I'm still like trying to show up for him and be a good friend to him. Let me tell y'all something. That man. Now we have, of course, reconciled. We're a lot older now. He got his life. I'm married with kids and stuff like that. Like, me and him were able to come to an amends because I love his mother. His mother is a jewel. But this man was terrorizing me. He ended up being my stalker. Like, he struggled with alcohol addiction. He would see my car somewhere in the city where we were at school at, and like, he ripped my license plate off, and he broke a mirror off my car because he was like, "What are you doing here?" Now we broken up. He got another girl. Why are you finding me? Why are you looking for me? I called you. And then it's like, oh no, we got a different situation going on. You want me to wait for you? Because that's the other half of it. Now, we like to think of, it's not just the spiritual side of it, but he liked all the good things that I shouldn't have been giving him. He liked that I was dependable. He liked that I was the strongest friend. He liked that I showed up for him. He liked that when he was drinking and driving, he had no one else to call. And because Alicia's such a good person, got up out her bed 3 a.m., drove all the way out to the police station. They told me he got a DUI. He had to tell me I had to get the keys from him because they took his car keys, had to go back to his apartment, unlock the door, going back. Now, look, this is 3 a.m. in the morning, drive back to his apartment, which is 30 minutes away from where I had to go and meet up. So now I've spent an hour, get his bail money out his closet, come back. I'm thinking I could pay the bail money so I can go back to bed. They told me the bondsman don't wake up till 7 a.m. So I slept in my car. Look, I'm telling all my business. I slept in my car, waited till 7 a.m. so I could pay the bondsman so I can get him out and take him home.
It's some soul tie because they cloud your vision. They cloud your vision. What you said, the enemy desires to waste your time.
Girl.
And the soul tie be having you going in circles for years. Having you going in circles for years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And somebody else be like, man, I wouldn't have did that. Man, I wouldn't have did that. You are absolutely right. You may not have done that, but you might do something that I would never do.
Listen when I tell you, because, and I'm gonna tell you this because I want to bring in, my journal, I should have brought my journal out, but I did actual research on what happens when you have intercourse with the man, like when you have intercourse with the man and they finished, it's actually something that goes to your brain that causes.
I heard that too.
It actually does fog your decision making. It really does that. And I don't think we realize that when we laying down doing it's almost like you're setting yourself up. It's
Yeah.
like you're setting yourself up. And that was my thing. Like I done did some stuff. Like I remember the last incident. I was outside in my yard butt naked fighting this man. I'm talking about we throwing down, I'm butt naked, cars just driving by.
You
I'm talking
looking
about
like, how did I get here?
I said, okay, God, this is this not because that's one thing about it now. They might have I'm hit you. I'm hit you. That's how I used to be. So but it's just I was just tired. And I woke up every day telling God that I was tired. And that's really my journey has just been transparency with the Lord. Something that I wasn't taught. I had to learn that I could be transparent with God. And that's the
Yeah.
only way that I became free. I had to be real with the Lord. Like I just woke up every day like I really want this man. Like I remember pulling up to his house while he at school, parking in the back so he can't see me, and me trying to figure out if he got girls coming over there. Like I done did so much stuff. It's just crazy. Like me and the girl that he was messing with, I done picked her up. We go try to spy on him, see what he doing. He with a whole nother feet. I'm talking about it's been a lot, but I allowed God to really walk me through that season where he cleansed me from all of that stuff. And I had to like figure out who I was afterwards. I don't know if that made
Yeah.
sense. And I think
No, it
even
does.
I'm 30 now, but that's kind of what I'm doing now. Like after all of that, like what type of woman am I? Who have you
Yep.
called me to be? And so that's kind of where I am now because the reason why I was able to even have soul ties with them guys and allow them to do those things is because I saw no value in myself. As much as I was cute, my
Mm.
makeup done, hair done, nails done, I saw no value in myself because if I
Yeah.
did, I would have known that those were not the men that God had for me, and I did not have to deal with it. So it was just really a slow process with me and the Lord. And like I told you, I still feel like it's certain stuff that He's still helping me get through or work through or healing me from. But it's a process. It's a
It,
process.
look, let me tell. Let's talk to the audience for just a second. Like, if you are somebody who is might be have gone through either one of us our situations, or not even that it looks like that, but there is a spiritual yearning or a desire to still be connected to someone that you know is not good for you. Look, outside of just, um, I always say this: if you are still talking to them, you're not gonna get healed from it. I'm team block them, go cold turkey,
You got
team
to.
block them on every type of platform. If somebody knows something about them you don't want to know, because when you are in your healing process and you're dealing with somebody, they don't even have to be toxic. They don't even have to be a toxic person. They're just not who you're supposed to be with. Like, the assumption is that if I'm not supposed to be with them, they're not good people. There's some people, they are the kindest folks on the planet, and you are not supposed to be with that person. When y'all are together, there's something about it that doesn't make you your best self. They are not they are not for you. They are not trying to help you in your development, your growth, the things that God would have you to do. Or they're not in alignment with God that you serve. They're not in alignment with you, and you are trying to remove that person from your life. Let me encourage you right now, there's a few things that you need. You need to cut them off cold turkey. I don't care what nobody says. And do like Shanae did. It took me a while to get to that point. It took me 3 years to get to that point. But she pursued God in that moment and was like seeking God on a daily basis. God, help me, help me, help me, help me, help
Can't
me.
do it without them for real.
You cannot. You cannot. I don't know why. I think because the idea is that God is not physically with us. So we need something physical to help us with that process. But the truth is that if you allow him to be a comforter, if you allow him to be your peacemaker, if you allow him to be your joy, to fill those gaps, because like you said, you're dealing with abandonment issues for you and for me, and just wanting to feel valuable.
Mhm.
And the fact that my ex did what he did, and then years later, I'm still trying to show up for him because I'm trying to prove something that I didn't have to prove to him. And that meant that I didn't have value as well. So if you are sitting in our seats, oh, another thing you need community.
Come here.
You
Yes.
need community. What you
Yes.
said about listening to women who are on the same journey as you, who are pursuing the things that you wanted to pursue. Sometimes the in situations, we feel like I need to isolate myself. I need to be by myself. No, you don't need to be by yourself. You need to be with people who agree and will stand with you in what it is that you're doing. She found it community virtually with being in Dr. Jackie Green's permission, well, is it
Permission room.
permission room, and being in with a group of women who were pursuing that as well, so that they could pour into each other. I don't care if what you need for me to help me in moments. I joined a Facebook group, and it was just a Facebook group of moms trying to figure out how to be a mom, because I didn't know what I was doing. Like, you will be surprised of how much resources are out there and are available to you as a person. And I encourage you. I encourage you. Go cold turkey. Go with God and find community. If nothing else, because community will hold you accountable.
Yes. Yes.
Doing it with God will convict you.
Come on. Community gonna hold you accountable. That's good.
Yes,
That's good.
community will hold you accountable. God will convict you. Because when you have that inkling, he'll be like, nah, what do we say? You're right. Let me go ahead and let me go do something. And if you go cold turkey, you'll be more aware, self-aware of those moments that are pulling you back. And you'll be like, oh, I need to go, I need to learn to do, you know what? I'm gonna start cooking.
Yeah.
And you could be the best chef.
Yeah.
But because your mind was consumed by this person over here.
Listen.
Come on. So that's my encouragement to y'all. If that resonates with y'all, please make sure you let me know in the comments. But this is encouragement, and this is not in church culture. We talk about purity and we talk about abstinence and we talk about I'm real. I'm a real person. The reason why I lost I chose to do my virginity the way that I chose to is because I didn't want that first incident to be my first one, and I wanted somebody to show me what to do, because according to y'all, if I don't do it right, my husband gonna cheat on me. So I was like, I need somebody to teach me how to do this. How am I supposed to know on the first day? How am I supposed to know on the first day? So everybody's journey is different.
I love you.
That was my thought process. It's like, y'all saying these men, all they do is cheat, and so you gotta be this type of way. Girl, I was doing research. I was looking at everything, trying to get prepared. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. How am I supposed to know? I ain't never had no test. You can't do a pre-test. Like, it don't count that way. So I need to know. Yeah, it was a lot. But still, I want to encourage you. This is not preaching abstinence and abstaining and all that stuff, but you have to do what's going to govern you. That you're going to have to do what God is asking you to do. And if the journey is to rededicate your life to him and to ask God to deliver you from those types of things and soul ties and those things that are holding you back, you're really just asking God to reveal to you who you are.
That's it.
I don't want to be just my body.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that, and I wanted to tell them because there was a moment in time where I had to realize that I felt like even when I had a good man, the way I rewarded the man was with my body. Right, and so I felt like the most valuable thing was my body, not how I thought. Not how you can bring me something that I can turn it into, flip it any kind of way you need it to be flipped. Not how I love, not how I care, none of that. It was my body. I thought that was the most valuable thing that I can give back to him. Like, oh, he's been such a good man to me. I feel like I need to pay him back with my body. And I just want to propose the question, do you really think that your body is the most valuable thing that you have? Your physical body. Because I thought that, and I had to sit with that question, and God made me write down my gifts, my talents, things that I do, what I bring and I had to realize, girl, that's the least. This is just the body is just icing on the cake. But God has created, fearfully and wonderfully made, all these good personality traits I got, all of these gifts and talents I have, all these things that God has blessed me to do, the ability to love people genuinely. That people can't do that for real, right? So I just want to propose the question, is your body really the most valuable thing you have to give?
That's all you have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good. Just even that little bit of self-reflection. I think a lot of it is twofold. Like I've been saying for the longest that there's been an attack on women, our bodies, most definitely, in the way that we view ourselves. We're not supposed to view. They want. I won't say what I want to say in that moment. I want to say, because I don't want to get nobody too upset, because it's not all men. But I feel like there is a group of men, I'm going to say it that way. There is a group of men that want us to go back to considering ourselves as cattle, as property. And because they want us to view ourselves as we're only valuable if we're married, we're only valuable if we have kids, we're only valuable if we are a homemaker and all these things, and whether you're promoting the idea of trad wife or promoting the idea, like, technically I'm a traditional wife myself, there's still more in me.
Mm-hmm.
There's still more. If you're not even in things like that, there's more inside of you. What makes you think that God spent so much energy in trying to create Eve and he just made you out of sand? I'm just like, I'm just saying, in my opinion, the Lord spent more energy in making us than anything else. Anything else. Because if we were a part of Adam, so he made Adam. So that's first time. We in here chilling with Adam. He was like, nah. I need bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh.
He had to go into Adam.
He had to go deeper, go in and pull us out. Because we had purpose. We had purpose that needed to be fulfilled on the outside of Adam. Adam could have, technically, if we were inside of Adam and he was complete, he should have been fine. He didn't need us. So that means that there's purpose. We were birthed for purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't to just care for him, it was to walk with Adam. People forget that part. Because, why would Adam need a partner? He had the Lord.
He had the
Lord. God could do anything on the planet, and he was walking with him daily. So he wasn't alone. But even God recognized, no, it's not good for man to be alone. So we are here with purpose. We were actually birthed with purpose.
We were.
So here we are, and you want to make me property. You want to make me a tree.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to call you forth. The Eves of this generation, I want to call you forth. There's more inside of you. There's more for you. You're more than your body. You're more than what you can do for others. For all of my caretakers out there, you are more than what you think other people put on you. The boxes that they tried to put you in, the experiences that you've had, your past, even your present, even right now. If you're in a situation where you're like, ain't no way that God can find me, that he can love me, that he can restore me, that he can deliver me, that he can keep me, that he can love me, that's a lie. That's a lie. We have determined that the only thing the devil wants to do is waste your time, keep you distracted, keep you undervalued, keep you not seeing you for who you are. So we want to call you forth. We want to pull that out of you and let you know that you are here for a purpose.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. I don't care if it is to love those babies and you be the best mom, but you show others how to be a good mom. That's a gift. I needed help. I don't care. I needed help.
I know I'm gonna need help. I ain't there yet, but I know I'm gonna call you.
Girl, you call me, okay? I will. I promise you. I will help anybody. I'm so thankful. I had no idea the amount of mental strain that I was gonna be under having children. Because the idea of having them is beautiful, but at the same time, the weight of bearing the responsibility of a being. No one prepares you for that.
Yeah.
So I want to say I am thankful and I am grateful to have my sisterhood. I'm glad to have people like Shanae, who is here just sharing her story and encouraging other people that if he can deliver her, he can most definitely deliver you. Nothing is too big for God. And he loves you right here, right now. If nothing else, me and her are proof of that. Proof. So if this is your first time, and you're like, man, I've never heard people just be this real and honest. Look, I promise you, this will not be the last time you see of her with me. I cannot wait. I already have an idea too. Don't get me started. Like when I am creative, but my mind, the way that it works, it's like team collaborate, like all
Yeah.
day, every day.
Yeah.
But I want to give you one more moment. Share something that is either, I call it a golden nugget, or something that somebody can just take and hold on to encourage them, or something that you learned in a form of wisdom that you would want to share with somebody else.
Hmm. Um, I would say, um, this is a good question. It's so much I could think of. I'm trying to think of one thing, but I think for me, what really would resonate for me in this season, what has helped me the most, in this season has been to I would say to be okay with new versions of you.
Mm.
And I would say um not being afraid to just ask God to come into every part of your life, to bring him into every part. I think even the stuff that we talked about today, in all those moments, even there were some moments I didn't ask God to come in. He was already there. But I'm saying ask God, invite him into every moment of your life, every single moment. Because no matter what you're going through, no matter how hard it is, no matter if it's good, no matter if it's bad, no matter what's going on, when you invite God in, it's just a certain level of comfort and clarity that he brings that you cannot get from
Yeah.
anywhere. And you feel his love is almost just like a big old hug. And so I would just leave, like, whatever you got going on, like whether your life is good, whether it's cool, whether it's bad, whatever, just invite God into every area of your life. And it ain't gotta be super deep, it ain't gotta be extra, just God, I want you to be a part of my life. Like, this is what I got going on now. Like, this what's happening. Or God, I need you in this area. And then in whatever areas that you feel like you are evolving, and maybe you're going to a place where you don't, it's unknown, you don't know what's next, or no, just accept it, and allow God to teach you how to be flexible. Because I think a lot of times we can miss out on certain blessings that God has for us because we're not allowing ourselves to accept the new. So those would be two
Mm.
things I would say: invite God into every moment, and learn to accept the new things that He wants to give you.
Come on. That was good. Come on. You better wrap up the episode, right? I love that. You guys, this will not be the last time that she is on the show, because like I told y'all, I love her. And it's a wrap for me. Like, I just thank you so much for your transparency. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being so vulnerable with, there's so many people that actually have your story, and they feel like they can't come back from it. And you are proof, living proof, that God loves you just as you are, and he will come find you, and he's still a protector. Like, thank you so much for doing this. And y'all, please make sure y'all follow her. She loves to tell her story. I'm team book her. So if y'all need her to share her story somewhere else, like, I'm team save this next generation. It's not about just protecting them from the evils that are out there, but let them know that if God did it for me, he'll do it for you, no matter where you are. And that's really what this is about. For all my ladies that be shaming folks out there, shame on you. Nah, I'm just playing. I pray that you get delivered as well.
Yeah,
Some of us have been taught some bad theology
for
about
sure.
Jesus. We just don't know any better. And as Shanae said, read your word. Read your word. Read it for yourself, not what someone has told you. I'm not to speak against nobody's pastors, but at the same time, you don't know what they know.
Yeah.
You know what they have told you, but you don't know what they know. So you have to solidify it for yourself. Ask God to speak to you. It's called the living word for a reason. So I challenge you, if you're like, I've been an old soldier for such and such time. When's the last time you cracked it open and said, God, reveal something new to me? It's a living document. The Lord will speak to you in it. He will challenge you. If you ask him to, he will challenge your thought process and your heart posture. All right. Well, you guys, that's the end of the episode. Y'all, oh, I could have went a whole nother hour and a half. Look, I'm telling you. Thank you so much again for doing this. I cannot wait. I'm gonna go ahead and see when I can get you another time because that wasn't enough time, friend.
Yeah, so much I ain't talking about nothing for real.
I know. It was too good. So we're gonna have to. We're gonna. I'm gonna figure something out. We're gonna have to do a part
Okay.
2 and come back to this and just talk about something else. But like, honey, everything. This was everything. To
Yes.
all of my viewers that are over across the waters in my Ghana family, my Germany family, my Prague family, and my oh goodness, I'm so sorry. I had all of y'all. I have groups of people across the waters that listen every week. I want to say thank you to you. I appreciate you. Remember, we are still gearing up for Deliver Her conference. It is September the 19th and the 20th. If you're overseas, if you purchase your ticket, it's $15 to get access to it. It will be live just for you guys on YouTube, available strictly through YouTube for you guys. You'll have access to it for a whole 30 days before I actually post it up and make it episodes for the next following, I think in November or December, so that I can take a break and be with family and stuff like that. But please make sure you go get it. And No Longer the Strongest Friend is officially an ebook, you guys. We did it! I want to say thank you so much for so much encouragement. You can get it on Amazon. I believe it's available in all countries right now because it had a lot of options. But if not, you'll be able to get your hard copy and your paperback copy in September the 20th, and you can pre-order it starting this coming Friday. Y'all, all proceeds go to so that I can keep doing this, and y'all know that this is my my dream to do this full time and get to come see you guys. So if y'all want to book me, let me know. Put that down and say, Miss James, I want to book you. Come talk. Let me know. We'll figure out something. Even if you can't fly me out, we'll figure out something. I'll do a live recording or something. I want to be wherever you are. So of course, as I like to end the show, keep being wild and keep being wild for God.